Here we go.
You're tuning in to Will Love Listen. Now listen.
Alyssa Edwards, who's in Justin form right now. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited about this show and the opportunity to share my very exciting crowned excitement as the very first global all-star here at the Bergen Performing Arts Center. And happy Pride to you.
Yeah, happy Pride. It's fun to have you here. I feel like I have drag royalty right now talking to me.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it as I look to my left and I see all these tiaras right here.
Yeah, I see your backdrop. It's full. I like it.
This is like my get ready room, so welcome to it. This is like a little personal view. I got costumes everywhere. Look at all this drag droppings,
Oh, I like
crowns.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
wow.
all this is what I call the magic room right here.
Yeah, really. That's nice. You have like a whole room dedicated to it.
Well, here's the thing, it's the only room in the house. Other than I have one room on the opposite end of the hallway here, that's like my closet. Okay.
Okay.
But these two rooms kind of the doors stay shut unless she is needing to work. It's so funny. People if they've never seen the MTV Cribs that I did. So they have this idea of what my house would look like. They're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, the lady from iHeartRadio earlier was like, your house is so zen. And I would never, it's not anything what I would imagine Alyssa Edwards' house to be. And I'm like, look, my ADHD sometimes needs a break. All right. She needs a little bit of a relaxation and rest, honey, some R&R.
Yeah, I
But
feel that.
I do have my global crown downstage, downstairs, actually downstage, you're right. And it's on my mantle and I walk past it in the mornings and it's just a reminder, it's a daily reminder of hard work, of dedication to my art and perseverance. Oh my gosh, perseverance. I mean, this is what it looks like, in the form of some Swarovski crystals.
Yeah, of course. So I want to talk. I want to go into like the BergenPAC show. I want to talk about like all the shows you've been on. But first, I kind of want to take it back. I want to discuss really how was your life growing up in Texas and like your early years, and how did you ultimately get involved in drag?
Well, here's the thing. This is stuff I share in my show. It's like I stumbled into a cabaret theater. I think I was like, you know, about to turn 19 years young. And I really do. I feel like Alice, like I fell down a hole. Like I ended up in Wonderland. I see all these characters and uh, oh my gosh. And the queens of the Rose Room. I mean, truly one of the most iconic drag venues, theaters. I've seen that room evolve and turn into what it is today with pyrotechnics and an LED wall. And these queens like Cassie Nova have been such a huge part of, not just Dallas drag, Texas drag, but now nationwide. These are household names. And I see these queens, um, you know, up on stage and I was truly mesmerized. And then I looked into the audience, I see all these smiling faces, and I thought, wow, how powerful. This one performer has this much power and presence over an entire room.
Yeah.
And they had an open stage talent night on Thursdays nights. And I remember telling my friends, and believe it or not, I was a very shy, introverted little queer kid. I know that's so hard to believe. But there wasn't no one like me on TV. There was no RuPaul's Drag Race. There was none
Yeah,
of
no
this. I mean, come on. I got a pager at 18. We had no cell phones. We had no Instagrams. And gosh, I really just showed my age. But and these are things that really, this is all this derived, from the show that I did on the West End. And in 2021, it's like my life story. And I really, it was probably one of the very first times I would be brave in my life and courageous, because I showed up to that Thursday night. I didn't have a wig, so I took like my platinum blonde gay hair, swooped it over. I had my sister's little butterfly clips I put in it, and I went on stage that night. I'll never forget turning in my CD for all you young people. That's a compact disc. And the lady at the camping queen asked me, what is your name? And I was like, well, I haven't gotten a name just yet. I'm still workshopping it. And she's like, honey, you got about 2 more seconds to conclude this workshop. And I just, without even a doubt, without even a thought, I said, Alyssa, my name's Alyssa. I want to be Alyssa. And she's like, of all the names that you could be, you want to be an Alyssa. And I grew up watching Who's the Boss. So I loved Alyssa
Oh,
Milano.
okay. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, oh my gosh, a star was born, honey. And so there I am. And there was something so magical about me putting on that wig and me just morphing into this character that was so unapologetically her. And truly looking back at it now as I close out this Pride season, if you're in a Sephora or if you're going to be at the Pride Parade in New York, I'm on the Kills float. And I
Nice.
did this collaboration with Kills this year for Pride, and I had to write a letter to the person um, that gave me the permission to be me, and that was my granny.
Oh,
And
wow.
she believed and loved me so much and accepted me and celebrated me. So when I see my drag now, really, it's my granny. I'm emulating. She was like
Yeah, totally.
the very first introduction to a queen. We would go to the West Mesquite Baptist Church every Sunday to Sunday school. My granny's hair was always coiffed, and she always had her nails done in high rouge. And she would sit and she would look and she would listen to the sermon, and I would just observe her. I mean, and her legacy is living on through me and through my work. And truly, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of my journey. I'm so proud of my trajectory. Um, I never knew in a million years I would get on a TV show at 32 and I would walk into a workroom that would be so magical. It would change my whole world.
Yeah, really.
Because I'm celebrating 24 years this year of owning my dance school, Beyond Belief Dance Company. And
Well,
after,
congratulations. Wow.
thank you, after a Netflix docu-series, and it is a congratulations because look, after a Netflix docu-series, America's Got Talent twice, being a queer man that is a drag artist in the state of Texas,
Yeah,
not only accepted, but celebrated. That's a win. That is a win.
that
That
really
is a
is a win. Yeah.
mega win. And I'm truly grateful and thankful for it because as much as I love being on stage and performing, dance really is, that is the heartbeat,
Your passion. Yeah.
it really, really is. And that's why I sound a little hoarse last night because here's the thing, if I'm not wearing a wig on stage, I'm Justin the dance teacher, the coach in the classroom. And last night I was in my class with my young little students. And we're turning it up. And I was getting into the combination. So I woke up with a little bit of a hoarse. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like my whole life is about performing. It's all performative. But here's the thing. I grew up watching shows that would inspire me. But I'll tell you, I watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show because my grandmother gave me permission. I think I was like 16, 17. And I remember hearing Don't Dream It, Be It.
Oh, I like
And
that.
every
That's the
every
book.
time I walk by that crown, I look, I'm like, you didn't dream it, you became it. And every time I put that key in that door and open that studio, I'm like, you didn't dream it, you did it. And so I'm just so grateful and thankful.
Yeah, I feel like you're one of the most notable names in drag, honestly. And talking about that, like in your early career, you competed in drag pageants, including Miss Gay America, before appearing on the fifth season of RuPaul's Drag Race. And then that really made you a breakout star because after that, you appeared on All Stars. You won the first season of Drag Race Global All Stars. Did you ever think that you would become one of the most notable names in drag?
No, because I don't know if that's what I set out for.
Yeah.
I just think that I've always had the mentality, anything you do, do it to the best of your ability, and wherever that land you, just continue working hard. I don't think that was ever like I had this dream of being like this popular drag performer. I think this was a way for me to express myself, my inner thoughts, and get on stage because I knew at a very young age I didn't want to be a dancer that would go into audition after audition. I knew that I wanted to be like the Steven Spielberg of it all. I wanted to be the magic behind the curtains. But then it's opposite with Alyssa. It's like I love being center stage of the spotlight, as Alyssa is Alyssa's biggest fan. And look, here's the thing. It's like when people see me from school, oh my gosh, growing up, they're like, this is so bizarre because you just were so quiet. And they're like, we love it though. You really just grew into yourself. I was like, I don't know if I grew into myself. I think I just got confident and
Yeah.
comfortable with the man that I see in the mirror, that reflection that I love so much. And I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be unapologetic and be myself and stop apologizing for being me, and love myself unconditionally, flaws and all, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the indifferent. And sometimes that's even me, saying like, hey, I stand corrected. Maybe I could have done this or handled this situation differently, or maybe it's all a learning, curve
Yeah.
in the end. Yeah, but I don't think I saw it coming. I don't. I think I just still stand by the motto of a strong work ethic, and look, being a positive role model in whatever you know capacity or room I'm in. And
I
I'm
want
not saying I got to be the Dalai Lama or anything like
to,
that. I'm just
yeah.
saying, God bless it. I just want to be the best version of myself.
I get that. And I do relate to you because like in school I was like pretty shy and quiet and reserved. But that was just I think it all boils down to confidence, especially like as a queer kid, you're like afraid of how you're judging you and if you're to yourself, if you'll be treated negatively. And there's like a lot of like, you're in your head a lot. But like I
Um,
relate to you with that. And now I'm like much more like unfiltered and like, blah.
yeah.
I
Well,
get
here's the thing, and I mean, obviously, you look, quite younger than me, but in my generation, it was like there was nothing like me on television, and I had a quintessential Southern father that was very
yeah.
masculine and believed boys were blue and girls were pink, and all I wanted to do was troll my baton and go to ballet class, to
Yeah.
my jazz class, and that was not celebrated, nor it just
Embrace.
my father didn't understand. Father didn't understand. So I for years I struggled with what was wrong with me. Why was I so different? Why I didn't want to be this, And um, oh my gosh, I'll tell you a fun fact. I don't
Okay.
think it's a fun fact, uh, but I'll tell you. I remember getting called the F word. Getting called a fag for the first time. I think I was like 12 or 13. I remember running home and I was sobbing, crying. My brother was like, wait a minute, Justin, what's wrong? Tell me. And I lived in a neighborhood that was probably 5 generations deep. It was the same people, same houses, same family. You know what I
Oh
mean? It was just
God.
like, and,
Yeah,
and
no, I
so
know
we,
what
we
you're talking
all knew each other, right? And I said, Granny, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. One of the other kids, their cousins in town from out of town, and they didn't know me. And, um, he called me a name, and my granny was like, well, what do you mean? Tell me what happened. I was like, I was just doing my jazz routine, my jazz solo, and I did like the pop splits, and he called me this name, and I said it, and she looked at me and I said, Granny, I'm so embarrassed because now the whole neighborhood thinks I'm fat. Like I'm just a fatty or something. I didn't even know what that word meant. I
Oh,
associated
you
it
didn't.
with
Okay. Yeah.
being like I was a
That's
chubby
funny.
kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's why the back rolls, that's why it haunted me for years. But yeah, it's like, but I remember, and my granny mortified, and she's like, that's not what that word means, and it's a hateful word, and it's not nice, and then I realized, started to realize, wait a minute, something's very different about me, because the other boys are not going to jazz class like me. The other boys are not, they're in the mud, they're over here riding the dirt bikes, and I can't be bothered as much with all that. And I would do it. And, truly, I was actually, I could, I did, I could ride the hell out of that go-kart, when my dad
Yeah.
wanted me to get up there and race the other boys. But I was always a very odd, unique kid. And it's funny, right before I went to Global, I would write in my journal, and I found myself, I'm going to release these journals one day. It's going to be my book. And I found myself writing little love notes to myself,
Oh, that's nice.
'cause there was a lot of doubts. There was a lot of second guessing before I went to Film Global, like, ah, is the magic still there? You're asking yourself as a performer, do I still have it, the I and the T? Did I age out? Oh my gosh, it seems like that the mean average age of queens these days, like they're all doing drag at like
I
14
know.
and 15 and 13. It's like, so
Yeah,
by,
like I
by
feel these.
21,
Yeah,
we
they
look
start
at these
young.
young Aquarias and all of these queens are so polished. Look at Georgia's on her, what is this, third or fourth? I love watching her on TV. I could watch it 4 more times.
Yeah,
But it's like, wow, understands it. She understands it. She started watching this with her family at a very young age. I think that is so awesome. It's so awesome. And, you know, even seeing my evolution of how much I've kind of, really leaned into the fully realized version of myself that I am today. It's nice to see. And so right before I left, I wrote a love letter to myself and to my younger
like,
self. And I gave myself grace and permission, once again, to just be me. And that's it. And truly, in that journal, one of the lines says, um, to the little gay boy, 13, 14, 15, 16, in those awkward years, that you were very confused and didn't know if you had a place in life, stay tuned, because chapter 32 would be life changing. So I have to title chapter 32 of my book life changing, because that's when I went on television for the first time. And that workroom is so magical. That workroom is so magical. And once again, a whole world to believe in.
yeah,
And I remember coming back now, it was like full circle moment for me.
yeah, and that really propelled you. And I mean, like, look what came out of it. You've been on so many shows. I mean, like, so many iterations of Drag
Yeah,
Race, Netflix, and everything in between. America's Got Talent.
yeah.
So, like, of all the shows you've competed on and have appeared on, which has been your favorite?
Okay, you put me on the spot. Um, oh, they're all uniquely different.
I know
Look,
it's really
if
tough.
I'm going to be honest with you, um, Global was special. It was the very first season that we've seen this.
Yeah.
I think it was an incredible experience and truly the first and the only of its kind in an experiment, right? You're gathering queens from every country, kind of like an Olympic style.
It really is.
And
Yeah, that's a
no,
good.
we're all in there, and it's like we all celebrate drag. Drag is a universal language, right? But it's
Yeah.
something that we all celebrate, but we all celebrate it very differently, uniquely differently, based off look, where you are in the world, culture and region. And you know, so that was very special. I mean, and of course, hearing RuPaul standing there in the final. I mean, look, it's no Alyssa secret. I never got close to the finals. I got kind of close in All Stars too, right? But
Yeah.
standing there in the finals and having that moment, and then that tic tac chat, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. And oh my gosh, I wish one day I could have, because it was a long chat. Of course, it's like the show. They're only allotted so much time, right? And it was so in depth. And I have admired Ru for so many years, someone who championed this, you know, who in the 90s was out in drag at the mall when this wasn't celebrated,
Yeah.
who was telling people you better work before she was telling people you better work. And it was
Yeah.
like, and is a message of love. It's like, this person is so brave and bold and courageous and believes in themselves so much. I want to be an ounce of that. And it was my first time I got to really look him in the eye and say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because sometimes hope is all we need
That's
as
so true.
entertainers.
Yeah.
It's just hope. And you had an ounce of hope and you shared that. And then you brought me to this. And also, for being a drag performer in Mesquite, no one knew that I was like the real life Hannah Montana of Mesquite. If you know that era,
Yeah.
I taught my dance classes, but people did not know what I did after I left. And because I was kind of ashamed and I didn't want people to know. I didn't want people to judge me as a choreographer. I didn't want people to look down on me as a mentor or a teacher. And, when season 5 came out, it was so special for me, memorable for me because everyone embraced me. I started getting letters and emails from my parents, and they're like, Justin, you're so talented and we're so proud of you. I mean, I still get emotional thinking about it now because it could have went the totally opposite way. You
True.
know,
Yeah.
they could have said, we don't want him near our children, or we don't want him to, have this kind of influence.
Yeah, you could have been
And,
iced out, really. Yeah.
and it total opposite. And was not only then just, I didn't feel accepted. I felt celebrated for being myself. And, all starts to, I mean, come on, the Annie Oakley moment, the shut up and drive moment, um, the camera dress. I mean, all of these things were great. But I'll say one show that really touched me was standing on stage in full drag with my dance students on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And having these young little kids look up to me in a way that's like, I can't even put into words because here's the thing, you know, I think my role as a performer, I've often asked myself, like, what do you think your legacy will be? What do you think your role is? And I haven't quite found the answer just yet. But I'll tell you, I don't know if I started doing drag to be like a role model, but then I found myself being a drag mother naturally, just my teacher instincts, right?
Yeah.
But standing there as Alyssa Edwards with my students, I mean, I will remember that for the rest of my life. The most beautiful moment, those little kids. And one of my little students, let me tell you this fun story. Now, this one is a fun story. um, one of the little mini minis, the little one, I think she was like, I don't know, 8 or 9. She would watch Alyssa's Secret or things of Alyssa Edwards online, but she did not believe that Justin, her dance teacher, was Alyssa. And her mom would say, that is Mr. Justin. And she's like, it can't be. Mr. Justin doesn't know how to do this. When I came out of the elevator, it was her first time seeing me in drag. She
Yeah.
said, Mr. Justin, you are the real Alyssa Edwards. I mean, it was so special. So,
That's a
so
full
special. I
circle
moved to
moment.
tears and I'm like, it's really me. And she's like, I can't believe it. You know how to tongue pop and everything. I'm like, uh, it's just so cute. It's so cute. And wow. I mean, it is June, so I have a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
I have a lot to be proud of. And this is like, I think this show, I did this show on the West End in 2021, and all of this, it was like the becoming of Alyssa Edwards, right? All of this is what shaped the show. And then getting crowned on Global is like, okay, this is a celebration of the present day. This is a celebration of the work. This is a celebration of the art of drag and never giving up. And this journey, this journey is a win. It's a win. It is a win. And it's a win for the community. It's a win for queer kids that feel like, they're backed into a corner and there's no place to go. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. It will get better.
Yeah, no, and like your story is like a great example of that. And I mean, look at all you've accomplished, and both like behind the scenes and in front of the camera. And that America's Got Talent moment, that's like a real like full circle moment where like both
Oh,
of like your worlds collide, and I love it.
no, thank you. It's absolutely what it was because I never thought I would do it. In fact, um, when the network was like, if you want to come on stage with them and drag, you totally can. And I was like, I don't think I could do that. I mean, I was like, how am I going to be Alyssa and be the teacher? It's like I said, I morph into Alyssa and I just become my granny. um, it's like, I need to be the coach. I need to make this about them. And when I watch it back, I did that all together though, naturally. I could see me taking the back seat to them and celebrating them, but it meant so much for them because the kids were like, oh, Mr. Justin, you have to. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so fabulous. And hearing them, talk about me as a teacher, like I said, I still get a little like choked up because it's so surreal. I'm celebrating 24 years this year, by the way, of owning my studio. And
That's like a lot of them. That's don't even last that long. That's impressive. So
It's
kudos.
mega, one of the longest running, companies here in Texas. And um, I'm not going to say it wasn't hard at times, it's like traveling, performing, touring, because look, if I'm not touring or working or on stage, I'm teaching. Like I'm going to go tonight here in a little bit and teach my classes tonight, but it
Yeah.
brings me joy. I feel like me teaching is therapy for me. It's back in this safe space that I created, my wonderland, and that I get to be a part of. I taught Monday night. It was such a good night. I got home and my partner, who we're celebrating 4 years this year, I just was like, dance completes me. It just completes me. I need it. I need it because he was like, how was class? I'm drenched in sweat. I'm like, gosh, I can still move. I can still move a little bit and do these kids are so talented. And I love that I get to give Alyssa a break, you know,
Yeah.
and reconnect with my heartbeat.
Yeah, I love that. Your story is really inspirational, I feel, because you've juggled both of these careers and they've only grown. You know what I mean? Both of them
Yeah.
simultaneously. And I mean, you just headlined Out Loud Music Festival at WeHo Pride.
Yes.
That
Yes.
lineup was sick. You have Lizzo, Kim Petras, Paris Hilton. How was that?
A dream come true. You walk up and you see you see your, little sign on your trailer, and you're like looking at all the trailers, and you're like, once again, it's another like, I don't know, symbolic meaning of like validation. I don't know if it's just like a proof. That's the word of hard work. It's
Yeah,
the proof. It's like keep going for your dreams, keep fighting for it, keep showing up, keep standing up, and never giving in, and never giving up.
yeah,
When there's many times where I just like, oh gosh, I would love to just, um, girl, hang the wig up, and then I'm like, there's no possible way. It's like when you get to do what you love to do, you don't have to do it. You get to do it.
exactly.
And
Yeah. And
and
I
it's
think
like
that
it's
shows
an
too.
honor.
Like you could always tell who's like in it for just like the money and who's in it because it's also a passion of theirs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's definitely a passion, especially for like someone like me when I was doing drag before Drag Race was doing drag, and
Yeah.
before it was like really celebrated. It's like, I was in it. I was so in it. And I love what Drag Race, the message that it sends. I love what Drag Race represents. And I love that it's given us all an opportunity to celebrate drag all around the world. And I. And here's the thing, it's also taken what we did in a cabaret theater after midnight, essentially, getting ready in a bathroom stall with a homophobic overhead lighting and a little compact, right?
Don't get me started on fucking overhead lighting. I fucking hate it. Oh
Uh,
my God.
right. And it's like now we're doing this mainstream. Like I said, I'm going to be on the Kills float. I'm looking at all this. I'm looking at this, this right here. Let me show you. Right here, it says right in my this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that I did. This
Oh,
collaboration with my name on it, my signature, a name that I created from scratch. When I look at all this, I'm like, never.
that has to give you a confidence boost. Like, you know what? Even if you're having a bad day or you're feeling like insecure or some shit, you're like, you know what? I made it. You know what? Let's just cut myself some slack. Look at this. Look at what I
Yeah,
created.
you have to give yourself grace. You have to tell yourself. Look, um, you're one person. You're doing the best that you can do. You're doing the best that you can do. And you have to understand and distinguish the difference between those good days, those bad days, those right, wrong, those in between days. Um, it is a daily reminder. I was like, you did it, and you did it your way. And you did it with grace. And I think that's important. Like I said, I'm looking at this mirror. It's like this beast mirror with these little pink rhinestones. It's like all of this is when I look at this room, I turn around and I look and I see a career. I
Yeah.
see a career built on passion. Because here's the thing, I'm a lucky one. I get to do what I love, genuinely love to do. I come in here and I'm like, I see all these sparkles, and it takes me back to being a little kid. It's like, oh my God, this is a dream. I mean, I'm like, I got a golden ticket to the chocolate factory. Oh my gosh. And then, you know, it, it really is a celebration. And that's why I love doing this show so much.
And I mean, well, you recently just did a ton of dates all throughout the spring, and I know you have
Yes.
some coming up in the fall. And obviously, in addition to the Pride shows, on Monday, June 30th, you're going to be headlining Pride here in Bergen County, BergenPAC at Englewood. What can fans expect on for this Pride show rather?
It's a quintessential Alyssa Edwards. It is a celebration of me being crowned, sharing. Well, look, here's the thing. Of course, dancing, costume, sparkle, show, wigs on wigs on wigs. Um, this is an inviting show. This is an intimate show. This is also not just a celebration of me, but of drag. In each city that I'm in, I have local performers join me
Nice.
as well. And I love that. I love celebrating. I love that the art of drag is alive and thriving in so many shapes, ways, forms, and fashion and facets. Oh my gosh. I mean, the idea of drag is just like it's so creative art, and it's so ever changing. And I love that. Which keeps me inspired. Um, but this show is uplifting. It's fun. It's exciting. It's energetic. Uh, I think it's camp. It's all things camp. It's all things drag. It's all things Alyssa Edwards.
I'm looking forward to it. And there
Yeah.
are going to be VIP tickets available. I want to mention that, which include like meet and greet. So people should get that for sure. And I'm sure there's going to be like audience interaction throughout the show.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That definitely is a part of it as well. And
So
it's a great way to close out Pride.
it
This
is
to me, this is the best possible way I could close out what has been a magical Pride Month. I celebrate my Pride, like I said,
all year
every
round.
day,
Yeah.
all year around. But look, we got June. We got June. I'm gonna take it. So for me to close out this Pride season, after WeHo, World Pride, Miami Beach Pride, I'm leaving too many out. Too many out. I'm gonna be at New York City Pride.
Yeah,
This
you're
is the perfect
oh.
way. Baby, she is a gal on the go for real, and which is a blessing. You know, it's a blessing. It's like, and there when I had those early morning flights in the airport, and things are just going wrong, and it seems like the whole world is just trying to sabotage my day. I have to giggle and say, "Oh, baby, don't even worry about that. Don't even sweat it, honey. The devil is a lie. Keep it moving, because we are on our way to doing what we love to do."
I like your
Um,
attitude, honestly. Yeah.
I mean, I've had to make it. I've had to like tell myself, make it that, because like I said, look, it could always be worse.
Yeah,
I
true.
could be doing something that I don't want to do, and I get to express my creativity and my joy. Oh my gosh, I get in drag still to this day. Still to this day, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, look at this. This is absolutely something. And I just laugh, and I'm like, I just love it still.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And like you really are like one of the biggest names in drag. And I think I'm glad I spoke to you because like now that people know more about like your background if they didn't know it before, I feel like it's like really like inspiring, especially for the drag community. You know, you're
Well,
going
thank
on
you. I
24 years,
appreciate that.
like you know, on all these shows, you're going on 24 years with the school. So there's something to be said there.
But the hard work, it's like, and I think at the end of the day, it's like, look, if that's what my legacy will be, I will proudly own that. Because that's a legacy to have, And I kept saying it on Global. It's like, I've been doing
Yeah.
drag for 23 years. And the girls were like, Alyssa, why do you say that? And I'm like, I know girls that didn't make it to 23 years. You know, I
Yeah.
know people, I remember seeing that. And for me, this is a victory lap. I was like, you all are young one day. It'd make more sense. It's like, I'm not saying I'm old. I'm definitely like, the kids keep me young, right? Young at heart, but I'm definitely seasoned and polished and established. But I am very proud. I'm very proud of like, because I think I don't know if I saw this a part of my trajectory. Or my life, or my world, or I didn't see this for me. I don't know. I I think it was a plot twist in destiny. It was like, you better hold on because we got something good for you. When my siblings, we all get together, they're like, Justin, you really had the courage to do it.
Yeah.
Like you really did. You made it out of Mesquite. And I remember getting to in my docu-series, Dancing Queen on Netflix, when I got to the edge of the driveway, I said this at 18, I looked back at my family's home and I said, I will never come back. I walked to the edge of the driveway and I looked and I remember this. I remember this so vividly, the day and everything. And I was like, I'll never come back. And I never did. I never did. And I remember my granny asking me, what are you going to do if dance or drag don't work out? What is your backup plan? And I said, I don't have a backup plan because I believe in my work. I believe in my ethic. I believe in my, she said, that's all I needed. As long as you know, as long as you, I said, people who create a backup plan, I understand why it could be a safety net.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that in my thought in my head because I believe in myself so much. And the night I won Miss Texas, my granny was there and
Uh-huh.
she's in the front row. She was like, look at you, Justin. Oh my gosh. And that was a big step. That was like step one. It was like, when I watched Tu Wong Fu, it was like with Vita and Knox, you're like, step one. I was on my way. I was on my way, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, my yellow brick road, it's been perfectly paved and well lit for me. And, along the way, I've met people that have inspired me, encouraged, enlightened me. I've met people that have become a part of my chosen family, overcome some fierce obstacles. And, through it all, I never lost sight of my goals, my dreams, my ideals, and where I envision my life to be.
Yeah, that's so important. And I give you kudos because I feel like your story is like inspirational and I'm looking forward to this show. I really am.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to sharing it with you all. Also, I don't know if you saw in the headlines, I just got announced as one of the I can't say too much, but a guest judge for the new Slasian Royale,
Oh,
um, like the Philippines version of like their All Stars. It's like a you know, just read online about it. But it's
what could
like
you
I'm
say?
doing it.
Yeah, I know
Huh?
you're probably like tied, but what could you say?
I watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show at 16 or 17, and I remember Don't Dream It, Be It. And like I said that earlier, I am living my dreams. That's what I can say. And never in my wildest dreams did I imagine me sitting behind a panel getting to share my personal experience and opinion about the art of drag. And I step into that role so confidently and naturally as a coach. Um, Truly one of the most magical moments of my life.
Wow, okay. So that's gonna be fun.
And it's going to be exciting. So,
That's gonna be excited. This was such a fun conversation. Thanks for joining me today. And
no, thank you so
I'll
much for having me.
and I'll meet you and I'm sure we'll bullshit in Englewood. So that'll be fun.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to it. And you have a wonderful day and enjoy your month of June.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your month. Don't let your queerness hide. Go out today and
Yeah.
carry on with the folks. I always say it's important because here's the thing. I used to shy away from that. Truthfully, I used to be like, I don't want to hold hands in public and I don't want to make people uncomfortable. But I'm like, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
People
I
need to
still
be,
think that sometimes. It's hard, it's hard to get that out of your head because
it
like,
is.
yeah.
It is. But now I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Sometimes we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the way the world changes, you know? And so I've always admired people that have like authentically owned their eccentricness and queerness. And it's
Yeah,
like
me
I've
too.
been
Yeah.
both. I've always been attracted to those people too. Like I want to be their friend. I want to like, it's like I want to learn from them. And it's one thing I've always loved about RuPaul is like always been himself is so fabulous. And it's like, you know, Pee Wee Herman and it's like, my gosh, these people, they were never afraid. So I kind of want to be that. I want to, that has, inspired me so much. Um, my gosh, yes, we really went deep in this conversation
We
today. So
did.
I will
Yeah.
see you
I love it
all.
though. I enjoyed it. No, I really did. Yeah.
It's Pride Month, and look, sometimes clicking refresh and just taking a trip down memory lane and remind yourself of um, where you've come from to where you are now, and the journey in between. I mean, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah. And I feel like the journey is what makes you appreciate, where
Of
you're at, where you
course,
go. Yeah.
of course, of course. I mean, I'm looking at you, but I'm also looking at the back, and I'm like, there's the original Miss America crown.
Yeah.
I was dethroned, and it's like that could have been an obstacle that could have stopped me.
Yeah.
You know, and
But it didn't.
it didn't.
It
It didn't.
motivated you more as, really.
Propelled. I had a break. I had a little break. I stuck to myself. I went into my house and was like, okay, we gotta get back in the lab with the pen and the pad. And it was like, oh, overcoming embarrassment and everything else, and feeling like, having guilt of like letting people down and letting myself down. And then it's like, um, it's just like Dorothy's story. It's like I always had the power. And I think RuPaul is probably my wizard. It was like gave me the when RuPaul told me in season 5, you're very funny, and I was very confused by that because I was like, I'm being very dead serious with you in this moment. And he was like, oh, but that's what makes it hilarious. I was so
You're like, wait, what?
confused.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, these people don't think I'm serious. I'm very serious. I'm a serious lady. It's like, but then I learned like there's a funny to me too. I remember getting so caught in my head, like, you're not a seamstress. What did I say? That little bit where it's like, I may not be funny, I may not be a singer or a damn seamstress, but I'm a fierce queen. That can be a little bit of all those things. Maybe it's not going to be good, or to the level of someone else's, but I can do those things. I love to sing in the shower. I believe it or not, I do love to get my little craft kit out every now and then. And so I'm not going to be able to design none of this, but of course, when you're a young baby queen, you do these things, you know, and it is very fun, especially at the time. I don't find it as nearly as fun now. I find it more challenging than anything, like putting that needle, threading the needle, and like, if I'm doing like a whip stitch really quick, like at the studio or something like that, or if you're running in a machine and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the wrong way, and you're like, it's like, but you learn to be MacGyver through all of this. I've learned so much through the art of drag. I've learned so much
Yeah.
about myself, and so yes, here she is fully realized. I will see you all at the Bergen Performing Arts Center,
Yes.
closing out Pride. She has officially been crowned, and I can't wait to celebrate with you all.
Closing it out with a bang. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Alyssa, for joining me today.
No, thank you so much, and thank you for the chit chat. I feel like we just really went down memory lane.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, your story is very inspirational, so thanks.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. I'll see you in Englewood.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye.